These are facts. Oh. Yes. Now, let me take 15 minutes and talk to Kwasi Twum of a year multimedia. Kwasi Twum Kwasi Twum onena multimedia. He's the big boy. He started multimedia from scratch. Baby at Joy FM started here. Kakran. And they've gotten to this point. People like Komla Dumor, Kwesi Che, Akoya, and the MPPT, Kweku 101, sa criminally, and the Yenjano on Kagana Sem. He's on the board of NCA or Sadian or the Paul Adomochimo Omugo Agyapong Krumakra Information Minister. He came from Joy FM. So you could see somebody who has established an institute, a company. He has put something together to groom Ghanaians. Positively, they've come to impact this country. Kwasi Twum is one person that you cannot jump over because he has proven over the years to say it is not about bragging, it's not about talking, it's not about making people think that you can kill, you can murder. It's about doing the job, being consistent, and making sure say also what contribute to quota to a nation. So when we're talking about entrepreneurs who started from somewhere and are here today, you cannot take out Kwasi Twum. And Kwasi Twum has been in the system for a long time. Kwasi Twum, we know, he has been a hard-working man from day one. At the end of the day, he's gone through his downs and his downs and ups, and his roller coaster life. At a point, sometimes his business went down. He fought so hard to bring it up. We have all been here. We have all looked at Kwasi Twum progressively and slowly and gradually bring multimedia to where it is today. And there were Adum, Joy, Asempa, Oko Kumasi, Love FM. He has been able to spread it out for Ghanaians to know. Say when it comes to multimedia, when it comes to this industry, he is a champion in there. Now, if you were able to put all this together in a couple of years, you don't expect somebody to just come in and destroy all that you have built, because credibility is important. And the Otis America 5 million Supreme Court scandal now, it is because somebody mentioned my name in it, and I need to come out and protect my name. Or response or petition, it forced me to set up and make sure I get to the bottom of this. I am not part of what they are talking about, or I did not take any money from a FIFA. So that is why when you see me on this Chief Justice 5 million scandal, it is all about protecting your name. Credibility is important. Kwasi Twum has been somebody, he has had his company, governments have come, governments have gone. His political affiliation, nobody cares. Whoever he supports is his own problem. But for all we know, when he put Joy News or multimedia together, it was all about giving people information. Whoever is in power, whether he's going to be biased or not, at the end of the day, the job is that give the information. So he has been in the system for a long time. Now, in these few days, Kennedy Agyapong Abeka similar for Kwasi Twum. If I were Kwasi Twum, I would not even allow 24 hours to pass to respond to that, because internationally, multimedia, and I said Joy News and a multimedia company itself, it is known worldwide, and it's one of those companies technically your prime media house or majority of the international media, they look out for prime media release statement. They sometimes don't even have to verify because they have been in the system for a long time. GBC release statement, it's this GBC. Say about the private ones, because multimedia is starting for some time now, a few people, they have been able to sustain some little bit of their credibility until now. Now, for Kwasi Twum to sit down, Kennedy Agyapong will make a statement. Sebio, it's not just a vague statement. A just statement. Kevin, I walk. No. And Kevin, I look me. I walk. No. Kevin, no. It is a statement and an allegation that Kwasi Twum. It is not an allegation. You can just walk. You can just smile. You can just say it's nothing. No. It is an allegation that it affects every single individual who is part of the multimedia family. It is an allegation that it affects every single journalist who is affiliated to multimedia. It is an allegation that it affects the credibility of information that comes out of multimedia. The reason is the moment Sobi making some allegations against a company like multimedia about the CEO himself, it puts the credibility of that media institute, media network, that company into clear-cut disrepute. The issue, as Mama Kenyan said, Oba Brochira, nipa baako or your head of an entity or a company or a big investment and a chain company say onukwa koya out of his private life it can affect the company to the last messenger in that company, because you want to say you are the head and the eye of the company, and that anything you get involved in say a criminal technically it ripples and it affects your company, the credibility of everybody, anyone who works in your company, your managers, your assistants, whoever is in the company, it affects them. That's why we see say a family, a chain. That's why you say you're a leader, you're a CEO of a company. It is very, very important. Over multi-million dollar companies now, that's what we see. It's a big deal. Because one, if the CEO messes up, even in his private life, it can shut that company down. Some clients will be like, I'm not going to even buy this product from this company again because this CEO has done this. So it is important. Now, what makes it more dangerous is when a member of parliament, an influential person, somebody who is in government makes an allegation directly for the CEO of the company, it's dangerous. Now let's listen to Kennedy Agyapong, and after that we will continue with this issue.
To beat the hell out of him. And then I'm corrupted. Why am I draw kids in a method about?
One case will be attacking.
Minkas will be attacking. Will be Minkas, baby. But try some for trouble now with the starting, you know. Try some me catch them. Trouble now with the establishing company. Jones will move you. He's from capital. Most of them could be very much. But she have walked. Trouble now, yeah. Drug, make sure baby and I'm get drugs. Look, me slow drive go. Me slow drive. We are not good pan anyone. For trouble now with the starting, you know. Try to make catch them. Trouble now with the establishing company. Jones will move you. He's from capital. Most of them could be very much. But she have walked. Trouble now, yeah. Drug, make sure baby and I'm get drugs. Look, me slow drive go. We are not good pan anyone. For trouble now with the starting, you know. Try to make catch them. Trouble now with the establishing company. Jones will move you. He's from capital. Most of them could be very much. But she have walked. Trouble now, yeah. Drug, make sure baby and I'm get drugs. Look, me slow drive go. Me slow drive. We are not good pan anyone.
So Kennedy Agyapong made this statement on radio, a national radio, and he was emphatic about the statement. Say, Kwasi Twum, he used drugs to establish multimedia, Joy FM, and he even went further to mention one Jones. Say, if Kwasi Twum anye dia, Jones is still alive. Now, the issue here, what makes it more dangerous for Kwasi Twum than say nipa erezi are making this kind of allegation against you. Say, oh, the drugs. Now we have drugs. Or bet you baby and for drugs, at the establishing multimedia. The question is, say Kwasi Twum wants us to believe that he was never involved in drugs. As Kennedy is alleging, he was never involved in trafficking drugs. As Kennedy is alleging, he has never used drug money to invested drug money in his business. As Kennedy is alleging and mentioning somebody like Jones, what in the world is stopping Kwasi Twum from taking Kennedy Agyapong to court? It's a question we all need to ask. If Kwasi Twum believes that the allegations Kennedy has put out there, which can destroy the multimedia brand worldwide, because if we decide to do a story now, the captions that will flow is simple. A high-ranking member of government alleges Joy News CEO Kwasi Twum used drug money to start his business. Kwasi Twum fingered in drug dealings. These are some of the captions. Kennedy Agyapong gives name to support his allegation against Kwasi Twum on drug distribution or in the drug market. Kwasi Twum started Joy News by selling hard drugs. So there are so many captions that the international media can pick up, and that anytime somebody goes online and Google's multimedia, the CEO Kwasi Twum, that is what is going to come. Now, why do you think somebody like Kwasi Twum, who has worked so hard in his life, done everything possible in this world to sustain multimedia, quiet? Kwasi Twum, why are you quiet? Why are you not clearing your name? Why are you not proving to the world that what Kennedy Agyapong is saying is a lie or it is true? Because the moment you don't say anything, and this is not a matter of issuing a strong word statement. No, it's not a matter of you going to write something on paper to say, this is my statement and I'm warning Kennedy Agyapong. No, that is not what we people like us are waiting for. We are expecting you to enter court and then make a case against Kennedy Agyapong and say that your company is on the line, your credibility is on the line, your everything is on the line, and that what Kennedy Agyapong said is wrong and he needs to come prove to the world. Because now, for what we know outside Ghana and around the world, is the CEO of multimedia is a drug dealer. Until you come out and you sue Kennedy Agyapong, until you take Kennedy to court, I believe that you are a drug dealer and that nothing on earth can convince some of us that you are involved in drugs. I didn't make those allegations. Kennedy Agyapong made those emphatic allegations, and you have the right to take Kennedy to court. What is stopping you, Kwasi Twum, from going to court to call Kennedy to come into a box and prove to the world that you, Kwasi Twum, has never been involved in drug trafficking? Because as we speak, drugs, because you are not fighting. You are not fighting back. There's a legitimate way you can fight back by going to court. It's not about you issuing statement. It will not do anything. Because the fact should be established that you never got involved in drugs, and the person who made that statement needs to come prove beyond reasonable doubt that you didn't use drug money to establish multimedia. Because as we speak now, we can decide to change multimedia's name and say multi-cocaine, because the owner himself, the CEO, who is Kwasi Twum, has not come out to say I didn't do drugs to establish this company. Every single reporter or media person in multimedia now is now associated with drugs. You can't tell me now that you are not involved in drugs. You were, or you are still involved. No, because you have not come out taking this guy to court to challenge him to prove to the world that you never got involved in drugs. So as we speak, it looks like Kwasi Twum, you are a drug peddler. You are a drug dealer. From the allegations of Kennedy Agyapong, I didn't make that allegation. Kennedy Agyapong made the allegation on radio. He mentioned one Jones. So what is stopping you? And I'm shocked that a whole multimedia, from the last to the first, nobody is speaking about this. From Obi to the last person at Joy News, nobody is saying Kennedy has said something against our CEO, which we know for a fact is not true, and that we need to take him on. And the right quarters to take this fool on is in the law court. So what is stopping you, Kwasi Twum? Because it is looking like that is what you did, and that is what you are still doing. Until you take Kennedy to court, until you sue Kennedy Agyapong, nobody will believe that you don't do drugs. You don't sell drugs. You didn't use drugs to establish multimedia. I was shocked because all your credibility is on the line. Your credibility is on the line. Multimedia Joy News is on the line. Your whole investment is on the line. Prove to the world that you are not a drug peddler. You did not do drugs. That Jones guy is mentioning, you don't know his name. You have never been involved in drugs. Take Kennedy to court. A strong-worded statement will not change anything, because the facts is what we want to know. So that people like us, we can sit on radio and on TV and tell the world that Kennedy is mad and that Kennedy had no proof and that he just wanted to destroy you. But yet, you have not shown anything. You have not come out. You have not even responded. Does it mean, said Kennedy as someone can, it is true? Then by the end of the week, or by Monday, if you don't respond by taking Kennedy to court, people like us will start making the world know you are a drug peddler. You are a drug baron. And that the Joy News you have been seeing all this while, it was through drugs that destroys people's lives. And you make the international world know that Kwasi Twum is a drug peddler because he failed. He failed to force the person who alleged that to prove. Because you have failed to force Kennedy Agyapong to prove that you don't do drugs. You didn't use drugs to start multimedia. So as we speak now, currently as I speak, you are a drug peddler. Prove to us wrong. Prove to us. Let us know that Kennedy is lying. Why are you quiet? Your silence is quite disturbing. Your silence on this matter is disturbing. And every single journalist at Multimedia, Joy News, Asempa, their silence on this is quite disturbing, because if it had come out that another media house CEO has been fingered, or there's been an allegation against another media company CEO that he's peddling drugs, I know Multimedia would have put it on their front page. Oh yes, if it was any media house in Ghana CEO, somebody high profile politician like Kennedy alleged that that person is a drug peddler, he's a drug dealer, and he used drugs to establish the company, I know for sure that Multimedia or Joy News, you'll be sitting there discussing this right now. So I'm shocked that the whole Joy News, Multimedia, Adum, Asempa, nobody wants to protect your boss and say, our boss we know for a fact, because we have been affected. People see us that we are being paid with drug money. You are fools. Why are you not coming out to say, boss, please take this guy to court? Releasing a strong word document will not change anything. If Kwasi Twum comes out today and say, I've released a statement, Kennedy Agyapong, what he said is a lie, it does not prove anything. Let us know the truth by going to court, because we need Kennedy to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you never got involved in drugs. Until you do that, on this platform, all that I can say is you're a drug peddler. Yes, because you've not been able to come, you've not responded, you have not said anything. It means you accept it. It means you were involved, or you are still involved. It means what Kennedy is saying is the truth. I want to protect you. I want to make sure that that kind of allegation does not sink Multimedia. So I expect you to come out, go to court, for people like us to follow up and defend Kwasi Twum. You have built something good. You have been able to use this, your empire, to at least create opportunities for lots of Ghanaians. We don't want to sit here and in our heads, the perception that you are a drug dealer, you are a drug peddler. So come out. Don't just release a statement. Don't just write on a paper. Take the guy to court and tell your lawyer to tell him to come to court and prove to everybody in the world that you are a drug dealer, or you did drugs before. That is, you transported drugs. You were a drug trafficker. Until you do that, as we speak now, there are so many captions that we can put together for the world to know the kind of person you are. Unless, so when taking action, then you say you are a drug lord and you are using Joy News to cover it up. Anytime we mention your name, we will say Kwasi Twum the drug dealer. Until you enter court, let court call Kennedy to come and prove his case. But until you do that, you are a drug dealer, you are a drug lord, because Kennedy has alleged and you are quiet on it. We want to see some court action. Don't come and release a statement and say whatever Kennedy said is bad, I don't care. It will not change anything, because we are talking about credibility here. We are talking about the credibility of the CEO of one of the biggest media houses in Ghana. It is not the CEO of some Coco Selau. You are the CEO of Multimedia, one of the biggest multimedia companies in Ghana. Kwamina Dumo worked at Joy Multimedia. It's not a small place. So prove it. Until you do that, you are a drug dealer. Let people like us come out and protect you by speaking in your favor and telling Kennedy to go to court and prove it. Take Kennedy Agyapong to court. By next week, if you don't do this, we will make the headlines sell. We will make Twitter understand that the multimedia, Joy News, the Kimping, the CEO is a drug dealer, because he failed to let the world know the truth. The only way the world will know that Kwasi Twum, you are not a drug dealer, you're not a drug lord, you are not a criminal, is to take Kennedy Agyapong to court. Nobody needs a statement from you. We want to hear everything in court. We want to defend you. We want to protect you. We want people to know you did not deal in drugs, or you are still not dealing in drugs. Let us know it. If you fail to do this, you will live to regret it. We will sink Multimedia with this, your life. Because if you fail, then it is true that every single individual being paid at Multimedia is being paid with drug money. And that is something that, as a journalist, I will not allow any CEO or any person to do. So Kwasi Twum should come out Take Kennedy to court and let Kennedy come prove, because we are talking about the credibility of a media house. Somebody might say, why is Kevin so interested in this? I'm interested because multimedia is basically a place where journalists go through. We need a clean sheet there. We don't want it to have this dent of people saying that, oh, you are from multimedia. We don't want a journalist for multimedia to travel out of the world and then he tells a friend, oh, where are you from? I'm from multimedia. It's okay. He leaves and the person tries to Google multimedia and it pops up. The CEO is a drug dealer. It's so bad for the country. It's so bad for our journalism. It's so bad for everything. So it is important that Kwasi Twum steps out and protect his credibility and also protect the brand multimedia. This one there, I'm advising you, the ball is in your court. Next week, if we don't see any court action, people like us will let the world know that you are a drug peddler. You are a drug dealer. Every single money coming out of multimedia or Joy is a drug money and that you should be watched. So we will also report and tell people and tell our colleagues out here that Kwasi Twum is a drug dealer because the person who made an allegation is a former drug dealer or is still a drug dealer. So you don't have to take this lightly. Kennedy is a drug dealer, we know. He only knows drug dealers. So for a drug dealer to come out to point at you, he didn't mention anybody's name because Kwasi Twum, you have friends. He could have said Kwasi Twum's friend, but he said you and Jones. So you need to prove yourself. Until you do that, Kwasi Twum, you are a drug dealer. This is a simple message to you. You can choose to ignore it, but if you ignore it, your multimedia is going down. And people like us will never stop talking. Anytime we see you in the news, the caption we will give you, the first name will be Drug Lord Kwasi Twum, because you failed to drag this idiot to court for him to prove to the world and people like us that you don't deal in drugs. You're still watching, with all due respect, extended version.